Revolutionary War. It was named after General Benedict Arnold, the Revolutionary War hero from Vermont at first, and unfortunately turned out to be a traitor. But it sailed out of Boston in the winter of 1778, and it sailed into a terrible nor'easter, a terrible winter storm. Guess they didn't check the weather channel. So the captain decided to come in here to Plymouth to get away from the storm. And as he came around the end of the point which we're approaching, he dropped anchor, but the wind, the waves, and the tide, the current, swept the ship over onto the sand flat between us and the cordage company over on our left. The wind and the waves started to beat the ship apart. So the captain ordered all of the guns fired in an effort to arouse the people of Plymouth. Well, even though it was close to shore, it was 1778, the equipment wasn't very good. And it took 3 days before the people of Plymouth could get out to the vessel. The reason they could get out in 3 days was because the harbor froze solid and they could walk out on the ice. Tragically, 66 of the 80 some odd sailors on board had died. Most of them had frozen to death on the deck of the ship. They took the survivors and the dead back into Plymouth, and they buried the dead in a single grave up at the top of Coles Hill. And we'll talk a little bit more about Coles Hill when we get back into the harbor. Looking now back over to our right, past the end of the point on the beach, you'll see a little red and white lighthouse. We're going to go right over to that lighthouse. We'll get up right up close to it so you can take pictures when we get there. And I will tell you a little bit more about it when we get over there. But if you look directly behind it, you'll see a piece of land with a large gray house in the middle of it. That's an island, and it's called Clark's Island. It was named after John Clark, the first mate of the Mayflower. We're going to talk a little bit more about Clark's Island in just a minute. But if you look further to the east, you'll see a sandy beach with houses on it similar to Plymouth Beach. It's called Saintbush. That's the native term for beach of many clams and mussels. And Saintbush stretches further out to